Okay, so this is what I got. So I got the Yak Power complete plug and play kit. Now it's open. The reason it's open is it comes with three of the power cables, and I actually have a Hobie PA12 also, and I needed one of these, so I took one of these out of the box because honestly, with this system, the way I'm rigging it up, I'm not going to use any of these right now. So I have these two left over. Here's the control box. That's got the pre-wired switches, 1, 2, stern, bow, midship, and then up here you got the power. Right here is the switch. I bought the extension. I bought 2 packs or 4 of the white lights. And I bought the 2-piece red and green to go up front. So that's what it's going to be. I'm going to start with the red and green. Well, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to start with my battery, getting it wired up, so that I can test everything. So let me get to work on that, and I'll show you what I got planned. Okay, so my battery, what I got planned is I want to put it in this front hatch. So you know, right here you got the mast that goes all the way down. That's actually where I'm going to zip tie my control panel up. And then here's the bucket that goes in the front, and I have a little 12 amp hour amped outdoors battery. So I'm going to wire it up. I'm going to keep the top on it, and I think I'm going to, I don't know where, but I'm going to drill a couple little small holes somewhere so I can feed the wires through. And then of course it's just going to sit right here. I'll make sure I have enough wire so I can pull it out and set it up here when I get done fishing. That way I can, you know, if there's any water, I can clean it out. So battery here, inside the mast here is where the power is going to be. So let me get to working on that. Okay, so this is how I wired up my battery box. So I got the 12 amp hour amped outdoors. Of course, you know, positive, positive, negative, negative. I drilled me a small little hole right here that I could fit the cords through. Got the fuse and then the power cord. So this is just set in my front hatch with the top on it, and then when I get back, if I want to take it out, I can take it out to charge it or whatever. So this is how I'm going to do mine. Alright, so here's what I'm doing. I got excuse me, 2 1-inch pieces of tape. So I put a 1-inch right here, and you know, I'll just measure a little bit off the little line right here. Then I put another one right under it, and then you can't see, but I have a dot right here. So you know, you can measure back from the bow back however far, but on the compass we have this little compass right here. So on both sides I went up from the last little notch, which on this one it's the E, and on that side it's the W. And I put a little dot in the middle of the second piece of 1-inch tape. And what I'll do is I'll drill my hole, then I'll pull the bottom piece of tape off, and I can use this top piece of tape to line up my light. So let me flip the camera around to the other side, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here it is on this side. So here's the top piece of 1-inch tape, and then I had another piece of 1-inch tape, and I drilled the 1/2-inch hole, and then I pulled the tape off, and I used this piece of tape to try to, you know, line this up so I get the same angle on both pieces. Now I can take this piece of tape off now because it's done. I used the 3M that's on the back, and I also did put the secondary screw in right here. So that's the way it is. So now I'm going to finish doing the other side, and you can see, so I'm hooking these up to the B, and see, it comes on. The B on the control pad for the bow. So stay tuned. I'll finish up the other side and then start working on the next set. Okay folks, so like I said, I went up this one from where the little E is. This is where the little W is on the compass. They're 10-inch slots. They're above the water line, but they're below this little curve right here, so I won't be able to see them. So that's what it looks like, and then I'll turn them on so you can get a look at them. But I got myself boxed in, so I got to pass in front of the camera. Okay, so I have them run, plug and play. I have them hooked up to the B for bow. Turn on the Yak Power. Turn on hit the B. Got the red, got the greens. That way I'm legal for when I have the motor on. So that's this step in the Yak Power. I still have a lot more to do. So sorry I didn't do the drilling. I got frustrated. My fault. I was frustrated. I couldn't get the lights to come on. So I'll say this: push real hard. That's what it was. I just, I thought I pushed it hard enough, and I didn't. So it was all on me. So that's it for today's light. All right, folks. So I'm back for the next part of the Yak Power install. So this time we're going to do the button lights. I chose the clear. I'm going to put 2 in the front cockpit and then 2 in the rear. On the front cockpit, I'm going to go right here behind the cup holder on this one. Sorry if there's a shadow. And then basically right here on this one. So, right in front of this strap. My seat will be here and my knees will be here, and the light will shine to where, like, if I have to work on something, if I'm working on something, it's going to be right in here. I can't go in front of the cup holder because that's where the fish finder and stuff is, and over there it's clear, but over here, well, actually it's not, because this actually goes down into here. So this right here is the best place. So the Yak Power comes with directions. It comes with all the stuff you need. It even comes with the drill bit. So right here is one. I already have one open. I'll get to working and then I'll come back. Okay, so I got this one in. So when you're, all right, let me all right, so if you'll notice, there's a nut on here. With the kayaks, you don't need this. So make sure you take this off. All right, and then when you're screwing it in, make sure you can reach up in there and turn it, because these wires will get twisted in there and you need to untwist them. And then the way I tighten it down is I don't know what size of drill bit that is, but I grabbed a 16 socket, and when I was tightening it down, oh, excuse me, I kicked the tripod. When I was tightening it down, I just put this on it and turned it with my hands, and I was watching to see, and then when it got tight and snug, that's when I stopped. So I went ahead and drilled out the hole over here, so I'm going to go put this one in there and continue hooking it up. Okay, so I got both button lights in. I got the wires run up front. I don't have nothing straightened out up front yet. That's going to be the last thing I do. So I have these for the midship. So if I turn the power on and I hit the M, you can see how they come on. And then of course you can cut them off. So I'm going to work on the back right now for the thing. I'm going to hook them into the same midship port with a Y splitter. So I'll be back when I get that done. Okay, so here's what I did. I got the ones inside the cockpit, and I got the ones in the back run to a splitter. The splitter run to the M. So when you come back here, sorry I'm moving the tripod. I think you could probably see them both from here. When I go up to my control panel and hit the M, you can see the lights here, and then you can see the lights back here. Now this right here is at a slope, so these lights kind of face up a little bit, but that's okay, because this is where you have your stuff at. So so that's it. So got a lot here, lot there, lot there, lot there, hooked up with the splitter to the M for the midship. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but right here is the mast for the Hobie. I have my control box right here, and I have all the wires kind of tucked in behind it. I left enough cord for the power so I could take my battery out when I get home so I can open up this hatch. You know, it's important not let condensation and stuff get on the inside, so I have the middle hatch and I have the front hatch. That way I can open it up and air it out. So I'll go back and show you how I wired up the control box. Okay, so here's my control box, and you can see how much extra I have. I have this so when I get back from fishing, I can take it out and set it here or set it up there. So right there is the power, and then right here is a USB that I have attached to number 2. So I'll go through all that later when I get everything cleaned up and stuff. But I put it in here because I didn't want to put it in the side of the kayak, and this is the way I have it in my Pro Angler, and it works for me. It doesn't work for everybody, but it works for me. Now I will tell you, if you do put one of these in the Compass, you can see I had to trim some off the top to get it to fit. It hits the bottom. So let me tidy everything up, and then I'll show you how everything is done. Okay folks, this is the last part of the Yak Power install. Lights are out. I'll power it up and then show you everything. So you know, power it up. So my number 1 switch is my fish finder. So click the number 1 switch and fish finder. I'm not going to turn it, but I guess you could probably see the glow off my hand. It's on. The number 2, you know what, I'll show you the number 2 in a second. So then I have the B for bow, so it's probably blinding you. So that's my running lights. So cut them off. Then M for midship. I have the 2 lights here and the 2 lights back here for my midship. I don't have nothing on the S, and the number 2 I said I'll show you. So let me grab the tripod. Hang with me while I move this around and try not to bump and make a lot of noise. So let me get down in there so you can see inside the bucket there lit up. So this right here is the control panel, and you can see the fish finder right here. So number 2, I have wired. See that come on? That's my little USB. So you know, that's the way I got it set up. Now I can run right here. So now you can see a little bit better of how I got it. So I know this is kind of a little bit crazy, and I'm running all over the place and all of that. So you can, you know, my fish finder's, you know, up and running. So let me power it down. It's powering down. It's off, and then I'll cut it off, and then I cut these off. So just a quick rundown. Hope there's no feedback. So right here's my battery. Battery's inside here. Down in there is all the stuff. You know, hatch closes. Great. Come back here. Control box. At USB. This I need to trim down just a little bit more. It's just still a little high, but it latches, so I'm going to give it a little while to see. And then of course, light here, light there, and then come back here, light there, and light there. So so that's it folks. That's the Yak Power I'm going to do. I got all the lights hooked up, I got the fish finder hooked up, I got one thing left open. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I was afraid to try to put anything in the far back because no access back there, and I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get to it when I put the holes in it. So I'm good with this. Yak Power, really easy to install, plug and play. You know, you will have to splice and put a couple endpoints on stuff like the fish finder, but it's really easy. Just make sure you push in real hard on everything. The bow mounts, when you plug the lights into the little Y adapter, you know, push it in, because you think it's in, but it's not. So that's the only problem I have, but that was user error. So thanks for watching. You know, everybody be safe out there. Get out there and fish, tight lines, and I hope I see you on the water someday.